church in Ephesus that Paul was writing to had a lot of problems. They were fighting within. They were backbiting each other. You guys know a little bit about that. With infighting and backbiting. And he had told them to stop the conflict among themselves and to focus what the real force was, and what the real cause of all this was, and who was behind it all. And I believe with all my heart that churches split because Satan is allowed to work his way in the hearts of the congregation. He is allowed to, and there's only one person that can allow Satan to work in through the hearts of a congregation, and that's you. That's you. If you ever really want to see Satan at work, if you really want to see him do his best, all you got to do is come to church. If you're looking for Satan, this is the place to find him. Because this is where he wants to do his best work. If he can get in here and work his stuff in here, he's got it made. He don't need to be out there. I mean, he don't need to be in the prisons where we put all these people because he's already done his work. He doesn't need them people anymore until they get released. He might find a job for them. At least he can find a job for people. He keeps them pretty active. The enemy is not the person that's sitting next to you people. You might not always agree with another person, whether it be a style of music or the way worship is done, but it is thy diversity within the body that makes it so wonderful. That's what makes everything so great, is the diversity that we have. We all have different roles to play in life. We all have different roles to play in the life of a church. And we are not to condemn, but to celebrate the diversities that we have. We have many people here that will not always think alike. Thank God for that. I thank God that we don't always think alike. And with different people come different opinions, different techniques. You know what? Satan is very quick to point out our weaknesses to us. And Satan is very quick to point out somebody else's weakness to you. So you can go to that person and tell them where their weakness is at. That's how things get started. He'll exploit them every chance he gets. And we really need to realize what the battle is all about. You have, before you go into a battle, you've got to know what the battle is for and what you're fighting for. We need to be prepared to fight. And we need to fight with every resource that God has equipped us with. And it's called the armor of God. It's called the armor of God. I know a lot of you have heard about it, but it's called the armor of God. And God provides us with the armor that we need. And we need it to resist the forces of evil. We've got to have it. Everywhere in the world there are Christians who still believe in God, but unfortunately, many have been disarmed and are useless in spiritual warfare. So we must use the full armor of God. The armor is used for full frontal defense. If we retreat or we run, our backsides are exposed. They're exposed to the enemy, and you most certainly will be wounded. It's almost a guaranteed fact. You'll be wounded. In the book of James it said in 4 verse 7, resist the devil and he will flee from you. That's using the armor of God. If there's any running away to do, let the devil do it. Don't you do it, let him do it. Keep him busy. Keep him occupied. Throw stuff at his backside. So we got to use the full armor. We have a a description of the armor too. Paul made it very clear. Use the belt of truth. In some scriptures they'll call it a girdle. I don't know nothing about girdles. All I know is use to hold things together. That's all I know about girdles.